Hello, welcome back students in this today's online class. In the previous class, we have completed the first unit, Introduction to Statistics and some basic concept. Hope you all wrote the questions and answers on that unit. Second unit was already started by madam. Now I am going to start the third unit, that is classification and tabulation, and on that unit this is my first lecture. So in this unit, first we are going to study classification of data. Now according to Professor Horace Sechrest, classification is the process of arranging the data into sequences and groups according to their common characteristics, or separating them into different but related parts. Now let's see the definition of classification. The process of arranging the data into groups or classes according to common characteristics proposed by the items of the data are called classification. So arranging the data according to the common characteristics is called as classification. This definition is very important. Then what are the objectives of classification? We will see. The first objective is to reduce the size of the data. Here classification reduces the vast and voluminous data into handy size. It reduces the bulk of the data or size of the data. Then second objective is to bring the similarities together. Classification simplifies the data by arranging similarities and dissimilarities contained in the data. Then the next objective is to facilitate comparison. Classification helps in comparison of data characteristics. Then the fourth objective is to give importance to significant features of the data. Unnecessary and irrelevant details in the data are eliminated at the time of classification and make the data more precise and compact. Then the last objective is to enable further statistical analysis. Classification of the data enables us further statistical analysis and hence to draw meaningful conclusions. Then we are studying the types of classification. There are four types of classification, that is quantitative classification, the next is qualitative classification, then third is geographical or spatial classification, and the fourth one is chronological or temporal classification. This is very important. They may ask for 2 marks. What are the types of classification? Then let's see the first type of classification, that is quantitative classification. The classification of the units on the basis of quantitative characteristics or variable such as height, weight, wages, age, etc. is called quantitative classification. For example, the group of students may be classified according to their weight, as here the weight groups are there: 40 to 50 kilogram, 50 to 60 kilogram, 60 to 70, and 70 and above. The number of students respectively are 10, 25, 8, 7. Here remember, whatever the values we have used, only these are the representative values. Like that, any example which is expressed in terms of numbers or variable, we can write for quantitative classification. For example, the group of students may be classified according to their height. So these are the examples of quantitative classifications. Then the next type of classification is qualitative classification. The classification of the units on the basis of qualitative characteristics or attributes such as gender, literacy, employment, religion, etc. is called qualitative classification. Classification of the units on the basis of single characteristic is called simple or one-way classification. For example, the students of a college can be classified on the basis of the gender as boys, girls, and total. There are 250 boys, 150 girls out of 400 total strength of a college. This type of any example you can write for qualitative classification. That means the characteristic which is not numerically measurable. Then the next type of classification is geographical or spatial classification. The classification of the units on the basis of geographical location or area such as cities, districts, states, etc. is called geographical or spatial classification. For example, according to 2011 census, population of some of states of India is as follows. For example, Uttar Pradesh, the population was 19.95 crores and it stood first rank according to 2011 census. Then the second state is Maharashtra, the population was 11.23 crore, second rank. Then Bihar, it is 10.38 crore, it stood third rank. And the one more is West Bengal, the population was 9.13, fourth rank. Like this, any example which is depend on geographical location, you can give for geographical or spatial classification. Then one definition we need to study here, that is manifold classification. The classification of units on the basis of attributes or qualitative characteristic in two or more characteristics is called as manifold classification. These are called as contingency table. For example, the group of people can be classified on the basis of gender and religion. So gender and religion both are the qualitative characteristics, and the group of people is distributed or classified in two characteristics. So this is called as manifold classification. Then the fourth type of classification is chronological or temporal classification. That is the classification of the units according to different period of time is called chronological or temporal classification. For example, population of India from 1951 to 2011, and here the year 1951 population was 361 millions. 1961 it is 439 million. 1971 548 million. 1981 it is 683 million. 1981 846 million. 2001 it is 1002 million, and 2011 it is 1210 million. Like this, any example with respect to time you can write for chronological or temporal classification. For example, you can write year and sales of a company, or year and profit of a company for this chronological or temporal classification. So these are the four types of classification. Thank you.